So how you gonna tell me that I gotta respond, or I gotta do this, or I gotta do that? Nah, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. Damn. More light. It's not bright enough. More light. When I was like, I don't know, like what mind frame I was in. I know that I don't know. Like when I write, it's kind of like, it's more so based on what I feel in the moment. But recently, I just came to the realization that I've been, in a sense, attracting people kind of like me. I'm not consciously aware that I'm doing this until I learn the lesson that I need to learn. I saw myself when I saw you. I came to the realization that I'm a spitting image of you. The parts I hate about you and can't seem to bear are the parts of me that I am somehow blind to, until reality slaps me across the face, saying, "Face me, embrace all of who you are. Stop playing the blame game. Stop venting to your stupid friends. They have no answers for you. All they have are lies they tell themselves, limited beliefs about how you should give up because they have. Not to bash them, but where's the consistency in that? Love wants to protect, but love also hurts. You have to stop wanting your hand to be held. You have to admit and show compassion, even though sometimes it's kind of hard to do. Because sometimes I'd be like, that shit wasn't my fault, or that situation wasn't my fault, knowing damn well, that shit may have been, I played a part in that, it was kind of my fault. It's me saying kinda when I already know, there's no kinda. It was. Accountability is a big word. Well, it is your fault when you over explain yourself and when you over give too much to a situation, and it's like, I have to stop saying kinda. You didn't really need that. You never needed to do that. You never needed to waste your time on superficial things that you know were going to piss you off in the first place. It's just like an ego thing. Like, we want to feel our egos, or we want to somehow prove ourselves or get even. We also want to make ourselves feel better about where we are in the present moment, because some of us, we're not fully to the state where we feel like we've grown past what we left. And sometimes you have to go back in order to relearn. I'll never go back. I'll never go back. That's kind of that's like contradicting yourself, because you are. Like, one day you'll go back. And maybe it won't be in the way that you went back the first time, but it could show up differently. It could be different from the way that you expect it to be. I always catch myself saying, I'm leaving this behind again, or I'm not doing this again. It's just because it's repeating. It's a repeating cycle. And every time you repeat a cycle, I don't believe that you learn the same thing. You learn different things about yourself. So it's good to repeat. Without repetition, or without you repeating something, how are you going to be able to grasp, fully grasp a concept? When people say they don't repeat, you do repeat. We all repeat. It's a cycle. Because without the cycle, then there would be really no learning. I always have to come to this point where I have to speak, because I go through these deep periods of solitude and not expressing myself and not saying anything about what's going on. And it's not in a sense where I am hiding or straying away from reality or what I'm going through. It's more so a thing where I am digesting, basically, I'm in that digesting phase. People always say when you're fasting, you have to stop putting things in your body in order for your digestive system to fully break down everything that you've been putting in there over the period of however long you've been eating without detoxing. Detoxing from social media, detoxing from texting. I wouldn't necessarily say detoxing from people, because you gonna encounter people every day. You gonna have to deal with people every day, whether you are intentionally doing it or it doesn't matter. You're just always gonna have to deal with people. There's a lot of people on this earth. You can change the way that you interact with them. Like, you don't have to talk that much. If I go take a ride or if I take an Uber somewhere and I know like the driver is like super talkative, when I get in a car, I'll be like, of course they'll greet you. They'll say hi, how are you doing? My name is so and so. What's your name? You tell them your name. They're headed to work, and I just say yeah, and then like I'll have my headphones in, but people know like if you got your headphones in, 9 times out of 10, you're not trying to talk, or you're just like on your phone. Like, you're not going to be paying attention to your surroundings that much to where it's like you're going to have a full-blown conversation with somebody next to you. You can literally ignore somebody with your headphones on. I'll just basically small talk. I'm not going to go in depth with what I'm saying if I know that you're going to carry on the conversation. Like, that's just too much for me. So like that whole detoxification or like not saying nothing phase is mainly for me. I don't want to hear nothing. Like, I don't want to hear nothing at all. It's like a vacational period. Sometimes you start to lose sight of where you want to be, or you lose sight of what the actual goal is, or why you're even starting a project. Or I've been working on this video for so long, and when I first started this video, I started off with something totally different, and the thing that I started with, I just deleted the whole thing. I always been finding myself like forcing myself to go places to actually record or actually like come up with something to talk about. And I'm like, that's too much. Like, why am I forcing this shit? Like, why I gotta force what I want to talk about? You just doing too much. You putting too much work in just to, like, for what? Sometimes we think about all the things that could go wrong, or the things that we want to go right, and we have like all these expectations of how things should be, but we forget what we really have in the moment. Put a limit to what you're taking in so that you can fully just go with the flow. All the unnecessary stimulation, all the unnecessary overthinking about how people perceive you or how you perceive yourself is like pointless. Okay, this is to whom it may concern. Second choices are a choice and a privilege. You choose what you allow and what you don't, but never let anyone dictate whether or not you should keep their energy around when it affects your well-being. No one owns your peace but you. Damn, that one kind of hit, cause honestly, I'm not gonna talk to this person, or I'm not gonna like do this thing, but then I end up doing it. I know I shouldn't be doing it. I'm caring too much about what this person feel or what this person may think, and it's like, if I gotta put that much energy into caring about how you feel about me not wanting to be around this type of energy, then that should automatically tell me that you're not for me. That goes with the whole detoxification thing and the hiatuses and like ghosting people and not texting people back. People be telling me that like when I ghost, it's kind of like not fair to them. But I'm like, that's kind of selfish. That shit is selfish as hell. So how you gonna tell me that I gotta respond, or I gotta do this, or I gotta do that? Nah, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. Like, that's a reflection of who they are. Like, the people that lack courage, they always need people around them. They always need that. It's like a vampire. Like, they, not necessarily a vampire, but like a drug. Like, they always need that thing to put them at a certain level. And it's like, nah, I'm not that drug. If I feel uncomfortable, I'm not going to give you this much time. I'll give you this much time, but not this much. A lot of people are not meant to be in our lives for 2 hours. Some people are meant to be here for 10 minutes. Know when the limit is exceeding